Testing mic check. I talk to dead people and I still have time to slay. Dead or alive, I keep it cute. And you're listening to the Peter Beth Podcast.
I'm not no healer or anything like that, but I say that I teach because I have gone through these life experience. And I think what's really important is that you're never the same yesterday. I'm always going to repeat that. And that you tell yourself that you're going to make it. Some days you're going to wake up and you're going to tell yourself that it's okay. You're going to be better than yesterday, or even at this moment. You're going to fight it and you're going to buckle down and everything is going to be okay. But deep down inside, it fucking hurts. And you know that you've been trying your best, but you can't catch a break. And this is where I want to teach you about this. You need to get out of your head that you will never catch a break or you can't catch a break. Because the more you recite these things, the more you're putting it out in the universe, and the universe will always give you just that. More things, so that way you won't be able to catch your break. So I refrain from saying a lot of these things, and I also refrain from saying how broke we are because our finance is not looking great. And let me tell you something, I'm real and I'm being honest. I still struggle to this day. My business right now, my psychic medium business, will always be great. And I will always tell myself that I'm successful, even though I'm still basically making ends meet. But I know that deep down inside, right now, I might not see the fulfillment of my success, but I know that it will happen. And every time when I think about that, it changes my mood. Even right now, I'm actually emotional and I'm really happy how far I have come. So even now at this moment, right? And you're seeing the struggles, you're going through some shit. Just hold on to that. Tell yourself that it's okay, right? But deflect your feelings away from telling yourself that it's okay. That you're going to be more than just okay. You're going to do great things. And I'm not speaking in terms of success either. Maybe you're going through some hardship with relationships, with your family members, with your best friends, or your lover. You're going to figure out a way to have that space where you're going to come to terms head on. This is what I need to deal with right now at this moment. And speaking of needing to deal with things, you can't always take charge at everything, really tackle things down one at a time and refrain from telling yourself that you can't catch a break or you're broke. You can't go eat with your friends because you're broke. I refrain from saying that, and I will tell you why. Not because the universe will give you just the broke bills in your pocket. It's not that. When you tell yourself that you're broke to go hang out with your friends, or you're broke because you can't take on this vacation, the universe is going to give you just that. No money so you can go take vacation. No money to go eat with your friends. And you know what else they're going to give you? Broken things. Because when you are reciting the term oh, I'm so broke, I don't even have money to pay my rent, to pay my bills. Well, guess what happens with that? You won't be able to pay your money. You won't be able to pay your bills. And then the bills will get cut off. You might get an eviction notice because those are broken things that you're inviting. I, till this day, have to figure out ways to try to make ends meet. But I will never tell myself that I'm broke, because I'm not broken. I'm a little tight on cash, but my hands are always open because I'm always open to receiving more abundance and more finance and more love. This goes out to relationship too. Even if your relationship right now feels really tight and it's there's no space to grow, be open a little bit. Maybe when you are open to receiving, sometimes that's also coming from your throat chakra and your solar plex, meaning to express things. Ask for help. Talk to your talk to your loved ones about what's happening now. Talk to your boyfriend and girlfriend like, hey, I've been feeling a little down within our relationship. I want more. I want us to go out and explore and go out on dates. I feel like we're being trapped. People are not mind readers. You know, I always say like the power of opening up and expressing is so powerful. I've learned this quote from one of my good friend David when I was so depressed. I was at my lowest that I have ever been when I moved to Boston. And that time, David had gotten an apartment in Provincetown, P Town. You know, it's beautiful there. If you haven't gone out there yet, like I recommend you to come to Massachusetts and go hang out by the Cape and especially P Town because it is beautiful. And he knew I was depressed, but I never expressed it. But he can tell. So then one time he was like, "Hey, I think it'll be good for you to come stay with me the weekend, and you don't have to pay for anything. Come stay with me." And I did. And he's like, "Don't worry about money." And he knew I was struggling, even though I was working for Tom Ford at that time. But I had moved away from my full-time job to become a freelancer. So you'll never know if you're gonna get more hours or not. But he knew I was struggling because at that time it wasn't just the finance. I was also trying to find my ways and my purpose in life. So that's really hard. Imagine going through that, and I'm pretty sure some of you that's watching this right now and listening to this podcast, you probably can relate to this because sometimes there are these moments in our life where shit is just hitting the fan. It's like one thing after another. And this is why it is not good for us to try to tackle things down. You got to ease yourself in within these problems and struggles, hardships, and knock it down one step at a time, right? So then David invited me over. I had no cash, no nothing. He was able to feed me and able to take me out to the clubs and things like that. And then it was one time when we were eating lunch and he looked at me. He's like, "How are you, Peter?" I was like, I'm doing good. Because when I say that I'm doing good, I mean that at this moment I'm feeling great that I'm able to sit and have lunch with you. I didn't tell him that because during that time I didn't understand how to have self-awareness and look deeper into my soul. None of that. But I appreciate that I was able to sit and have lunch with David. And then he looked at me, he goes, "Peter, can I tell you something?" Not me. Getting emotional. Sorry. And he said this one quote and it really embedded in me. And he said, "You know, you can't be fed if you don't open your mouth." I will forever thank him for this. We don't hang out like that anymore. I have not seen him in many years, but oh, sorry, give me a second. But hearing that, like, because what happened is how when we go through problems and we're battling depression, you know what we do? We like to, oh, give me a second. Oh my gosh. We like to not surround ourselves with our loved ones. And you have to realize that you are so loved by people. And even if you can't find love within your family or friends, there's love out there for you. With your animals, your coworkers, there's someone out there for you. So you can't always say that no one is here for me. And you find that little thing that is about them that you appreciate is something else. You will recognize something of that little thing that just what David said. It was so little, but it woke me up. And I thank him till this day. And I realized that when he said that, he was saying like, ask for help, open your mouth, because I kept everything in. And he was like, "What is it that you need, Peter? Do you need help with rent? Do you need help with bills?" And I was struggling with rent. I was living with my best friend at that time in Boston. And I didn't want to tell him that I was struggling to pay rent. And at that same time, too, my best friend who lived with me in Boston was also going through depression, But we were walking past by each other. We were roommates, but we didn't express anything to each other, which was kind of fucked up on our end, you know. But we made up now, and we realized that we both were battling depressions. That's why our friendship had a fallout. We're and which I'm so grateful to this day that he opened up and talked about it. And when he told me that during that time he was also depressed, I was like, holy fuck, I did not know that. And this is why it is so important to open up that throat chakra and just let the world know. You don't have to go out and tell your business, but you know, this is why therapy is amazing. Go and seek out therapists. Um, reach out to your loved ones. They're there to help you out. You're not here alone. And this is, and during that time, I was just always so negative. I couldn't get past away from dragging myself deeper into the hole that I was digging. I was digging my own grave, literally. Like I was doing the digging and not realize that I was getting myself deeper and deeper. You know, um, when we're at our lower vibration, it's hard to get ourselves up there in like the higher frequency and the higher vibration and be feeling happy and all of that. There's a reason why, because this plane, this earth field right now is so at a lower vibration. So when we're depressed, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna crawl away from the world and we're gonna keep eating ourselves away. We're gonna keep doing harmful things to ourselves because we're so familiar, we're so comfortable of shutting the world away. And this is why it's harder to climb up the mountain. But when you get there to the top, you're able to look down and recognize and realize like, shit, I've gone through so much and I've gotten this far. Whatever it is you're going through right now, just know that you're meant to experience it. You're meant to go through it. You know, it's a testimony. I'm not saying that God or the universe is fucking up your bills, is fucking up your relationship. You know, it's your karma. It's what life is. We go through all these things. I'm telling you, there are still to say, there are days where I will just drop down on the floor and just cry, and I would sob. But I let myself be in that energy for a moment, and I take deep breaths, and I think about my late father on the other side. I think about my aunts and uncles who passed on, and I think about Buddha and Jesus and God and the universe, and I feel so loved that they got me, and I'm always able to get up. And it never feels that the next day when I wake up, I always feel great about myself again. That's why I say that you're never the same yesterday, because it's the days, you know, they're always different, and you make it how you want to make it. You know, earlier my best friend Rancia, in the morning she messaged in a group chat. I didn't say anything, and she said that I feel like today is going to be a great day. She had already set that tone, that vibration, that good energy out there that today is going to be a good day. And when you do that, I kid you not, your loved ones, the energy with the divine and spirits, they will protect you from all negative things that are going to intercept your day, because you have set that tone already. And even if something negative was to come in and get in between your way, you're still going to find a way to also not allow those fucking energy to fuck up your great day. You're just gonna look at it and like, oh, okay, this happened, but I'm not gonna allow it to get to me, because I have already set the tone at the beginning of my day saying that it's going to be a great day. I just got a ticket because I parked in the wrong place or the meter went over. I'm not gonna let it get to me, because you have already said that it's a great day and you're going to deal with it later. Dealing with things of the matter, when I say you can't take over all of it. You can't always take control of everything. You have to let go. There have been plenty of times where I'm like, I'm just gonna not fucking do anything today because I've gone through so much today. Struggles and all of that. Sometimes you just gotta do that. Like, fuck this. I'll take care of it tomorrow. Bills are piling up. You know what there is this thing that I did, how I was in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, right? The bills was choking me. Like, you have no idea. I was getting like credit bills, the mails like keep coming in. I'm still in a little bit of debt, but it's not as bad how it was before. This was like 7-8 years ago. I practiced this thing where I don't see the image of having bills coming into my mailbox anymore. And it helped. I was able to figure it out. Is it the divine? Is it magic? I don't know, but it helped me out so much because I was able to tackle it down. I started getting opportunities with work and gigs from my makeup career and all of that. And I was able to pay off my bills and my credit score went up. It's when you take the effort to change your ways to become better, the universe is just going to do just that for you. Open up doors and opportunities. And you're able to wake up and step outside your house or your apartment and take a deep breath and enjoy the day because they're working in your favor. This goes back to like, even if you have like bad habits, recognize those bad habits. And if you know that you've been shitty to someone, recognize those things. If you know that you need to not go out and spend a little bit of money and save up a little bit, recognize that because you're doing the good stuff for yourself. And is it bad to spend? No, it is not bad to spend at all. Because you're with things that comes in life, with experiencing things in life, right? Like going on vacations and hanging out with your friends and families and things like that. Sometimes it requires a little bit of sacrifice with putting some bills into that matter to hang out and have fun. Don't always think about the negative, like, oh, I can't go out because I don't have money. Sometimes I'm like that, you know? And it's like, I just can't really get out of my own ways at that sometime. But my friends are always reminding me, my family and friends, like, dude, you don't need to fucking pay for anything. We got you. Because they love you. Because you know that they know that you will always give back. You always have something else to give, even though it might not be a little bit of abundance with finance right now, but you're able to give out something. You know, I forgot about this podcast that I listened. I think it was called the Happy Bank or something. I totally forgot. But he was speaking upon how you might not have something to give, but what he called it is an invisible asset. I think that's what it was called, or how he framed it. You might not have abundance or something physical to give back, but you have this invisible asset to give back to your community, your friends, your family. And he also talked about that when you do that, you're already sacrificing what you don't already physically have, but you're able to provide mentally. You're able to provide something else. You're able to help give them a hand in something. It's almost like an exchange, but as long as like there's no exchange in expectations where, oh, well, I give you this, so you owe me this. Oh, it's kind of that. You don't want to think about that process. You just want to do it out of the sickness of your heart. I know I was just kind of rambling on about what the fuck was happening, but I hope you guys get the drift. Just know that at this moment, we're all going through some shit. And also, this goes back to you are not your thoughts, because your thoughts is what controls you to become really hard on yourself. I've learned to fight with the thoughts, fight with the voices in my head and tell, shut the fuck up. This is not who I am. And I have my days, trust me. I'm not always like this. I'm not always like love and light and, oh, I'm perfect. Oh, I'm beautiful. I'm going to be successful. I'm not always like that. Trust me, there'll be days where I'm like fighting with my voice, the voices in my head, like, fuck you, bitch. Back and forth. There are times where I'm so negative about myself. Then there are times where I'm like, wait, I'm not like that. I'm better than this. I might not see where my purpose aligns right now, but I know I'm on the path. If you see your future and envision your future right now, and it's great, and you're successful, and you marry your person, your family is healthy, and it feels amazing. But also take that vision of the future and reflect it to what's happening now. Your success, your happy relationship, even though you're going through some things, just know that your love and everything is going to work out. You got to appreciate what's in front of you right now. I needed this conversation today too. I woke up feeling great too. This goes back to hang out with people that has really good vibrations and really good energy about them. Your family and friends and the people that you surround with, they're not always at 100% up there either. They're going through some shit too. But check into how they express their feelings and their thoughts about what they're going through. If they're pessimistic, if they're always negative, tell them like, hey, you gotta change how you talk about yourself or how you talk about other people. It's no good for me and it's no good for you. Find your crowd. Hey, when I'm up there, you're coming up with me. Find those people. And if you can't find it now, you will. It's all about how you carry yourself and how you view yourself. Before we end this podcast, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening and that you are love. And that the universe and the people that you are surrounded with, they got your back. Anyway, love ya. If you've been listening to this podcast, I have been working on editing this episode about the dance ancestors. And I am a Cambodian classical dancer. There's so much rich history about it. I had a special guest on my podcast. It's my first special guest. The editing has just been taking forever. So I apologize in that end. But for the most part, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting my work, my mediumship work, and also my podcast. If you have not subscribed, please do because it'll help boost my content. And also like and share if you like this segment, this episode. Other than that, go wash your ass because it stank. I'm just kidding. I hope you guys all have a good one. And thank you. Goodbye.